Well, hey out there, fellow gardeners and beekeepers. It's Kathy, the neighborhood gardener. I'm kind of doing things backwards today. I have been out in the apiary today, and today is the first day I think I felt like a real beekeeper out there today. I had some concerns, and so I didn't film while I was in the hives, but basically I just wanted to tell you they're looking healthy because one of my hives, it looked like they were preparing to swarm. They were building swarm cells, and I think I got in there in just the right time, and very thankful for the help that I had to guide me through making phone calls to one of my beekeeping friends who kind of helped guide me through it a little bit. But anyway, as you can see, I've always had just the two hives, and if you look out here today, let me bring you a little closer. What I did, I actually, the bees are kind of fussy right now because I've been out there for hours, but as you can see here, they're rearranged, and there are 3 hives now, because out of this purple hive right here, that is the one that was building some swarm cells, and they're preparing for swarm season because they were so healthy and a strong, healthy hive. They were thinking, okay, not enough room in here, let's leave. So I tried to prevent that from happening. I'm just going to hope that happens. So what I did, I took some frames that I needed out of this hive and put into this new hive. This is the cottage queen hive right there. On this hive right here, this is Queen Margaret's hive, and since I think I made my last video, I have 2 brood boxes. There's a brood box on the bottom, which is a deep, and then I have a middle brood box, which is a medium size, and then I also added a honey super. I put a queen excluder on the top of that second brood box, and now I have a honey super on the top there, which is hopefully where I can harvest some honey from. I know I'll be harvesting honey out of that. There were no signs in this hive right here that they were going to swarm. Thank you, Lord. But this one here, we'll see if we were able to prevent it. I separated it and made a split into this hive. Some people probably are saying you should not have put that hive there, but I have a very small property. I don't have really anywhere else to go with it. Hopefully, the bees from this hive here, the foragers, will all go back to this spot right here, which is where that purple hive was at on the end. Maybe it'll trick them, maybe it won't. But I had to do something, or they were all gonna leave. And it's still possible they might, but I'm just gonna hope not. But you know what, that's part of learning about beekeeping. So I'm gonna take that as a very positive learning experience, and I'm hoping they won't swarm on me, and we'll just see. I'm very diligent about checking on them every week as long as the weather permits. So at this point, this is the apiary that I wanted, 3 hives, and we'll see how they go from here. It's been a lot of fun and a lot more studying on my part, and reading and watching videos and talking to experienced beekeepers. And I just want to thank everyone for their help and their assistance. It's been fun to have people to go to, and that's what beekeepers do. You talk to each other and help each other through. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that this weekend, and maybe next weekend or next week when I go back in, I'll definitely film so you can get a better look. But today I really had to concentrate on thinking about what I was doing and documenting and just taking my time out there with them. It's all a learning process, the best fun. Anyway, so today it's what, March the 3rd, I think. I think I really took a step forward in learning a little bit more in experience with the bees, and that's what it's all about. So let me take you out and I'll show you a few of the cool things that I pulled out of this hive. So come on, I've got it out in the garage. Let me show you what I have out there. Okay, this is the comb. It was on a medium-sized frame in a deep box. So this is the comb that I shaved off of that frame because they were building swarm cells on the bottom. That is a swarm cell right there. And there were some other cells on there as well that I destroyed. There was another queen cup there. So they were preparing to swarm. Anyway, I needed to swap this frame out and put it back into a medium box, and I did that and put a deep frame in there. But this is just the coolest thing, and the bees are still kind of hanging out there a little bit. I've got it in my garage, but you can see right there from this angle, that is a queen swarm cell. It was hanging off the bottom of that frame, and still a few bees here, a couple of little brood cells that were left there. And I wanted to show you this as well. This is so cool. This is what I kind of scrape out of there, but this is off of another frame that I took a queen cell. It was a swarm cell at the bottom. So I took that off, and it was hanging at the bottom of a frame kind of like that. So I knew it was a swarm cell since it was at the bottom. And on another one, I wanted to show you here. I hated to do this, but this is actually a little queen larvae that was in one of those cells. I hope that's picking up well there. But that is just queen larvae there, I believe. You can see it a little better at that angle maybe. And that is what would develop into a queen bee. That would be in one of those queen cells. So let me give you a little closer look here on this comb. But look, here's a little hitchhiker bee that came along. I feel so bad about having to have shaved this comb off the bottom of that frame. But if you see those little bubbled looking cells there, those are drone cells, the male bees. And if you look a little closer in there, I know the lighting is not so good, but if you see the little colored things inside those cells, that's different color pollen. And the little solid pattern here, that's actually capped brood, the capped baby bees. And if you look right there at the top, that little thing moving, that's actually a little bee that was hatching out of there. Again, I felt terrible about taking this, but I really need to make those frames right. So the rest of all of that is capped brood as well. And just a quick little look inside the cells. I wish the lighting was better. The colors of that pollen would have shown up a little bit better. There's another little bee that hitchhiked along. They're probably thinking, what did she do? Again, right there at the bottom, see that little protrusion? That is a queen swarm cell. And then little drone cells again on the bottom, and the capped brood that unfortunately I had to sacrifice in order to take this comb. But it'll be a cool thing to have, a good little learning tool. So it is the day after I made the split on these hives, and I just was out here watching them and thought I'd just come share this with you. It's interesting to think, what must they be thinking? So this hive here on the end, this is called the cottage queen hive. Let me blow that up. So that is the new split in that hive. And I took it from that purple hive right there, split the purple hive, and lots of activity out here on the front of the cottage. It's interesting over here on the hive that I made the split from, only a few bees, but they're there. So I'm really hoping that that hive will strengthen up. And then over here in this other area here, that hive there on the end, I added a honey super. So lots of progress yesterday. It was a really great day in the hives, good learning experience, so I just thought I'd share that with you. Anyway, these are the 3 hives. This is all I'm planning to have, and I think they're looking great today. The bees out here are very calm, and just nice standing out here and watching them. And let's just enjoy this. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy this.